Oh, hang on, you're not. Oh no, you're not. The camera's there. That's the teleprompter over it. So right, what have I forgotten? Hang on. No, you're too small. Make you smaller. Hey, get down there, you insignificant little peasant. There you go. No, I'm joking. Good. Okay. There we go. Very good. Hi. Hello, everyone. As you can see, we're in a bit of disarray today. Poppy's going to be joining us, and we're going to be doing something. No idea what, but I'm sure we'll figure it out as we always do.
With the dynamic duo.
With the dynamic duo. I swear that's Batman and Robin, isn't it?
Oh.
Ah, hey, Paul. Yeah, I get to watch from the start. It's been a while. Excellent. Very good. Sir Lallington, hello. Swooz Daku, video maker, aka Roger. Good morning. There we go.
Hello, good morning.
No, wait, afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't even know what time it is. Law Hythius, hello. Reese, good to see you, man. Popinda has our own square. Fancy. I know. No more circles now. We've got squares. We've been upgraded. The dynamic duo, yeah. Oh my goodness, we need a Batman and Robin mask.
I'm Batman.
Abby, hello. Mike Phelps, good to see you, man. Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, governor. Right. Oh, we've got a thumbnail on screen. Yeah, so I was designing thumbnails. I mean, we could freestyle it. Like, I've been working on loads of thumbnails for new videos recently and been designing logos because obviously there always needs to be a logo designed. So we'll keep it open. You know, we'll just do whatever. If people would like me to demonstrate a tool or ask a question or whatever, fire away. I'll start by showing you this, and we'll just we'll meander. We'll see what way the stream goes, as we always do. So anyway, yes, this this is a logo called Samurai. It's for a currently fictional clothing brand, and it was really just kind of having the word samurai and then sort of playing on that in some way. And I really wanted to include the symbol, the kanji symbol for samurai as well. I don't know an awful lot about kind of kanji and the lettering, the language and all that stuff. So it's kind of a bit of a learning curve. I started by, where is it? Where did I start? Oh, goodness, Dan, what a mess. What a mess. You're a mucky designer, Dan. Oh, I think it was here. Hey. Oh, God. What was that? Oh. So it's been, like I said, it's been a bit of a learning curve. I did start with the original, like the I guess you could say the correct version of the word samurai in Japanese, and I made the mistake of trying to design it very, very heavily. So I've kind of made it all geometrically precise. We've gone through that whole process. Yeah, look, as you can see, circles for those perfect curves, as I always bang on about. Perfect curves, circles, perfect curves. Did a few variations in lime green for no particular reason. And as you can see, it's kind of evolved. You know, I put a lot of time into the symbol, tweaked little bits here and there. Everything is just super tight, as you'd expect, just because, you know, that's the way I am, very detail oriented. A few different weights, kind of introducing a little bit of typography, playing around with removing the crossbar on the A, which of course is the most unoriginal idea ever, because yeah, no one's ever done that before. I'm pretty sure even EasyJet, the airplane company, have done that, where they just have the A like a point. Yeah. It's it looks cool. It does look cool, but it's not the most original design in the world. Then we started playing with circles.
I like the circle.
You like the circle, yeah.
But then it also, to me, looked like a stop sign, or like, you know.
Yeah, like a road sign. Yeah, I can see that. You were very keen on the circle at first, and then I feel like the enthusiasm very, very quickly died as well. You were like, oh, I love it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what did we do? Oh, yeah, then it was kind of like, right, let's look at some more fonts. There was this one here. What's that? Jeddah. So it's kind of got those cuts in the letters which is a cool idea. I don't like all the letters. I mean, you tell me, Pops, what do you think to any of these fonts? Any of them standing out?
I don't like any of
You don't like any of
them.
them? That's good
They
because
look
we
like
didn't use them.
car manufacturers to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of like the car Subaru? There's a car company called Subaru.
Got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these just had a bit more personality. I just did quite like this one. And sometimes I get a bit of a feeling with a font, and it's kind of like just get a gut instinct, you know? It's like, right, this is the one. And yeah, so kind of mocking this up here, it was like, oh yeah, okay. I could see how that could look kind of cool. Getting the sort of, you know, the cuts of a sword in there, in the lettering, and oof, I don't know what happened here. Oh, going on an angle with the old shear. Slicing the text with like a gradual slice.
Niall XD says second one looks good for me.
Second one? What on earth is the second one? I think we're on to like the 50th one now. Goodness. Sorry, fella. Yeah, we've yeah, quite a few, lots and lots of iterations. Like you can see here, like, you know, we got this part of the symbol here, then I made it shorter, and then I kind of introduced the sort of cut into there. Yeah, I know.
But then it changes things, doesn't it?
Well, this is what I've learned. I posted this on YouTube, and someone very kindly commented and explained, like, hey, you want to be careful with how you design these types of characters, because in like countries like China, Asia, Taiwan, all these countries that I'm obviously not familiar with the language, the slightest change to a line or a stroke can actually have a very, very different meaning. And by the sounds of it, could potentially land someone in hot water, you know? Yeah, I think the person said it kind of could even change the meaning of the word from a political perspective. And I was like, oh, okay, what? I don't want to go there. So there is a way around it that I'll kind of show you in a minute. But long story short, I just need to get it off my chest that I spent a lot of time perfecting the perfect symbol for the word Japanese. Look, I mean, look at this geometric precision. Look at it. It's obsessive. It's just everything just I need to show people the effort that went into this. Even the cut through there, like straight through the middle, spacing here and here. You can't see anything because there's no color. Come on, Dan, give yourself a yellow. Yeah, so the spacing here and here is just super tight. All of this lines up. That is like a, so I don't pen tool these. Normally you could pen tool that, but for me personally, I like to just get the ellipse tool and then use the scissor tool, which is under the eraser tool, and then just, you know, if I need to, make a cut and then delete the rest of the shape with the direct selection tool. So I kind of get that sort of nice clean curve. Whereas if I do it with the pen tool, it can look fine, but depending on where I position that, I was going to point at the screen then, depending on where you see that blue circular dot, that control handle at the bottom, depending on where I position that, if it's in the middle between the two anchor points, it's a pretty kind of balanced curve. If I lean that, you can see there, it kind of leans more to that side. And then if I pull it back, so you might want that, but if you're going for like a perfect curve with a bit more precision, you know, this is like the very manual way of doing it. So that's why I like to use circles, because it just kind of takes that out of it. Anyway, thank you for listening. I feel like I've got that off my chest.
Questions. Do you have an Illustrator course? You should make one.
No way somebody asked that. Who said that?
Someone said, well, no, they said, Sarah, you should make Adobe Illustrator course. I've linked it already.
Oh, have you? Oh, you've done.
I'll
Will you do?
again.
Hang on. Will you do the promo? Yeah. You do the segue.
So this is Dansky. He has a brilliant course. It is just phenomenal. It is like butter from the mountains of Peru. It is just absolutely brilliant. It teaches everything that he knows about Adobe Illustrator, and yeah, it's it'll be there to help you and guide you, and there's the link. in the chat.
You sort of half sound like you're taking the piss.
No, it is great.
It is really good. I mean,
really
obviously,
good.
I'm going to say that, and obviously, you're going to say that.
He like put his blood, sweat, and tears into it. Literally, like, yeah.
Well, minus the blood.
Yeah.
Sweat and tears, definitely. Yeah, it took 6 months to make. Yeah. So, oh, you've linked it already. All right, I'll just be quiet. I've done the bell.
And there's a discount.
Oh, I've got
code.
that. Hang on, I've got that. See, I'm more prepared now. So if you are interested in enrolling in the course, definitely check this out and sign up here, because you'll get emailed a code for 15% off.
15%, that's pretty.
So it'll basically teach you everything I know. I've got 17 years working with Illustrator, and I've just packaged that up into like 6 to 7 hours, just to kind of teach all the stuff as quick as possible. So basically you can learn Illustrator and just get to the fun stuff much quicker, because designing cool things is always, in my opinion, much more fun than learning. Learning is like a hurdle, and I want to get to the finish line.
Yeah, be a horse.
I want to be a horse. That's it. I want to be a horse. That's gonna stay with me. That is. That's funny. I like that.
It's been a while since I'm looking for an easy method for how to create color halftone effect. I mean that little dotted effect in Illustrator.
Great to finally catch one of these lives from the beginning. Thank you, Rian. And thank you, Abby. The thumbnail is amazing. How did you create it? Oh, we'll come back to the thumbnails, I think. Sorry, Poppy, what was that? I heard half-turn effect and my ears kind of pricked up.
Yeah, it's been a while since I'm looking for an easy method for how to create color halftone effect. I mean that little dotted effect.
Oh, I know what you mean. I did it the other day. And I think I had to watch a tutorial to remind myself. How did I do that? Oh.
Love from Pakistan.
So if you go to effects, you've got the... It's definitely here somewhere. Where are you? Pixelate. So you've got color halftone there. And I know you've got to rasterize the design. Let me just... Oh, hang on. No. I've got a file somewhere. Because I was playing... There we go. I gotcha. It's funny you should ask that, because I was doing this the other day. Just got to remember what the heck I did. Text. Rasterize, 300 dpi, white background. And then, is it as simple as this? Pixelate and color halftone. Got a bunch of settings here. Play around for different variants. No, I know what I did. Okay, I gotcha. I got it. It's come back. So that it kind of went all colory there, which is fine. But if you want that black and white look, what you need to do is go to Object, Rasterize, 300 dpi, so you get much more quality. You want to go with white background, and then go to Grayscale. So that is going to strip out all the color, even though there's no color in there. This image will have like no color data technically. So now if you go and do the old color halftone, you can play around with these if you want to kind of get a different size and the channels represent different colors. Obviously, I've just done that way too big. Just undo. Let's just go back down to 10. And then you can apply that effect to anything. Hopefully that's helpful. And yeah, I kind of got this one here just by tinkering with a few of those settings. But yeah, was that what you were asking? Hopefully it was. So Lalington says the Katana Slice font is a good choice. Well, that, yeah, so we'll get there. I've just had to kind of get it off my chest about how much time and effort I put into this perfect symbol. Way too long. So then it was experimenting with more normal fonts, like, you know, sans serif fonts in cap. I just knew I wanted it in caps. And it was just finding something simple that I could potentially customize. What did I go with in the end? I went with this one, Industry. This font here. It just has all the sort of characteristics that I really, really wanted. And yeah, kind of paired with the symbol. This was like the sort of first go at it, I think. Symbol and text kind of paired together. For the custom A, There's a lot more customization coming up, but what I would do is I would go to type, create outlines, and then ungroup everything. Now I can move these around, and these letters are regular shapes in Illustrator, so I can do whatever I like with them. And the first thing is to go into outline mode with Command or Control Y, grab ye old direct selection tool, and if I drag over these two kind of paths here and press delete or backspace, you can see it kind of breaks them and makes a cut. Now, the reason I'm in outline mode is because if I'm not, it looks like, well, it looks exactly the same. So I can't really see what on earth's going on. And sometimes it can make your letters go a bit silly. Yeah, if you delete like certain paths, you end up with something like this, and it's like, ugh, I can't really see what I'm doing. So outline mode just lets you work with the raw geometry. And then from here, I could extend those down. I could join them like this, but that's, as you can see, a bit imprecise. The easiest way is to grab the line tool, and we'll pick a different color. We'll go with red. Speech enabled. And what I'll typically do is just move this up here, and I want to try and, I'm combining shapes here, or letters, shapes, with a solid fill, and I'm going to start drawing my own parts and customizing it. So I need to find a stroke weight that matches what I've already got with these letters. So you can see here I'm getting pretty close. Now, rather than just clicking and changing the stroke weight, you can hold down Command or Control, and as you can see, this will let you move and adjust that stroke weight in smaller increments. So we're kind of going 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. You can go very, very granular with that if you want to, but 14.4, no, 14 point, let's go for 14.5. There we go. That looks to be pretty decent. And now I can change that to white. Now I can start kind of playing around with this and do something different. So I could freely rotate this with the rotate tool, but as you can see, I've still got the old, that sort of bar behind. Because these shapes here have an open path and they're not closed and essentially kind of completed, it will just draw a line between them, which is not what we want. Instead, we're going to select these endpoints. Command or Control J is the shortcut to join. Now this is just one closed path, and you can see it's kind of got rid of that. So I could pop it back in there. And we could freely rotate this around. So I can go, whoa, and
Whoa.
hey, whoa. I can play around with this and do all sorts of things. The problem with this now, if I'm rotating it, is I might forget what the angle is, and you might want a bit more mathematical precision. The angle is up here, so I can always go 0 to set that back. But what you can do with the rotate tool selected is press return on the keyboard, and you can enter a specific value. So let's say I want to go with 17, for example. I can then click OK. And
You need a soundboard.
I need a soundboard. I know. I'm pretty sure Mike has said this before. I need a soundboard, or we need to make one. Hey! With all these random sounds.
Radio.
Yeah, my face does make a lot of funny noises. Yeah, so I've kind of rotated that by 17. If I want to put it flat horizontal, I can just rotate again by -17. And that's how I like to work with rotating and shearing as well, in particular. Just so I can kind of, have a bit more precision mathematically and kind of reset it if I need to. So let's say I'm happy with that as an A. Just drag this holding Alt or Option and Shift. It will duplicate it perfectly in line. Get rid of that. Command or Control F to paste in place and in front. And then I've customized the lettering. And there's loads you can do with this. Another way you could do this is grab the anchor point tool, Shift C, and you can see I can click on any point and I can kind of bend that up. Whoa, not like that. And you can do all sorts, really. You can you can get very creative with it. In fact, what I kind of typically do is I'll keep a line just in case I mess something up. I'll keep that line there. So if I want to add new parts, let's say I wanted a dot on the eye or something, you know, I've got the correct 14.5 width just in case I forget what it is. So that's how you can customize letters in a very basic way. And then what I did is I started trying to get a bit more creative, get some sharper angles in there. I think the S as well, that's been quite heavily customized. Well, not heavily. That's being a bit dramatic, Dan. Come on, calm down. Yeah, just a little bit. Just trying to get some more angles in there. So what you can see with the S, I kind of just sliced it at a slight angle. The M, that was customized as well. So effectively that was direct selection tool, select these bottom 2 points, object, path, average, go horizontal, and this will kind of pull those 2 points into the exact same position. No, it won't. I've done the wrong one. Hang on. That's what I get for being cocky. Vertical. It's one of those. And now I've just got to grab this main point and just move that up. And you can measure this to make sure the width is consistent and doesn't kind of taper in. And so essentially it was kind of trying to introduce elements of samurai and katana, those sorts of things, sharper elements into the lettering. That was the goal anyway. So many tutorials floating with halftones lately. It's trendy. Ha! It's making a comeback, Reese. How did I do that? A graphic designer's memoir. Moosh, there's times where I have to watch my own videos back from like 5 years ago because I forget something. There's just too much you can do with all the different design software. It needs to be a book. Any tips on how to organize and sort fonts when you're someone who has more fonts than sense? Rian, I'll be honest, I'm probably not best placed to answer that. I definitely have more fonts than sense. I think, is it Illustrator or is it? Oh no, you'll like this. No. Yeah, so there's a few options here for filtering in Illustrator, but I'm pretty sure this is a new feature in Photoshop.
Graphic design does seem to be a use it or lose it sort of skill.
Yeah, I think certain tools, there's very specific tools and techniques that you can very easily forget. I think that's why it's good to learn the tools fundamentally, because when you understand the tools and how they work, then you can be like, oh yeah, I'll combine that and that to make this effect. But yeah, there are very like specific things. Yeah, so in Photoshop, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this is a new thing. So if I go to my fonts, it's got this class list down here. So yeah, as you were saying, Rian, all those bazillion fonts that you've got, they're now actually sorted into different categories. The kind of categories that you would get when you're searching for fonts on Google or what's the other one? All the other font ones, Adobe fonts, serif, slab serif. Yeah, so it just kind of sorts them all, and you get a little preview. And as you hover over them, you get a real-time preview as well. And yeah, that's a very, very useful feature. Very useful indeed.
Oh, Alex.
Sorry, I'm being a bit slow on the chat today. I'm getting a bit excited. Thanks, so yes, it's helpful. I'd also like to know if this method works for any object. Also, if there is a way that we can create a halftone effect. Oh, am I that far behind? I'm sorry.
I was gonna shout them out, but you were.
I was in the zone. Mike says yes, soundboard, and I'm also still pushing for a Discord channel for everyone to share things together, learn together. Discord channel sounds. Yeah, the soundboard needs to happen. So Allington loving the new A. Oh, I mean, there's a few. We'll get back to it. There's a few. Where are we? Alex, hello Dansky. I'm a student in infographics and I love to watch your videos. It helps me a lot to improve my skills. Thank you very much for all your videos. You're so talented. Oh, thank you very much, Alex. That means a lot, man. I appreciate that. Holy crap, it only took Adobe a million years to start categorizing. That's amazing. I know. The thing is, when you use Photoshop and Illustrator, Photoshop will get like a new feature and I'm like, oh, can Illustrator have this as well? And then Illustrator will get one that will be good in Photoshop, and it's like, can you just add them to both? Is that too much to ask, please? But yeah, like the new gradient slider in Photoshop is just, it just works so much more kind of intuitively. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I would. Nice hair, sir. Oh, I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
You talking about me or you?
Oh,
Hang on. Whose hair are you talking about?
I'm not a sir, am I?
You could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
2024.
Did you say something just
I don't know.
then?
Can't remember.
Anyway, samurai, sharp letters. Ah, yeah, this was kind of V1. So the text was quite close. The letters were quite close together. Symbol, pretty happy with that. That was finished. One thing I always comment on when we do design review is you can overcomplicate a logo. So I could get very design heavy with the lettering as well. And then you've got the symbol that has all the design elements, and then you've got the lettering that has all these design elements, and it can become like too much. So hey Zakir, good to see you. So yeah, this was another variation in a circle. Apparently circles seem to be a running theme. Oh yeah, then this version here. So I kind of increased the tracking between all of the letters, spaced them out. You were quite keen on the red circle initially, weren't you? You were a red circle enthusiast.
It's a road sign now. It's a Japanese road sign.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, I don't know what Japanese road signs look like, but in the UK we have.
No, I mean it's like a UK one.
We have a red circle and a white thing and or whatever. Yeah, normally I would always put my logo mark on the left, so to kind of have it small and tucked in on the right was actually quite nice. It was like, oh, Dan, something different. Well done. And right, I can't think. Where did I go next? Oh yeah, yeah. So this is the thing when it comes to color as well. This is looking like it's looking great on black. White on black looks great. I think it definitely looks stronger than having it black on white. But of course, a good logo, it's got to work both ways. So I thought, well, okay, I'll do a bit of work on the logo in the colorway that I think is not as strong, so the weaker kind of color combination, like this kind of way. You know what I'm saying. And I thought if I can get it looking decent like this, as soon as I flip it back the other way, we're all good. So again, more variations. There's a running theme with that here. I think I might even be using a lighter weight at this point. So I kind of redid the lettering and I knocked it down from like bold to, it was either medium or demi, one of those. And just loads of kind of variations with how the symbol's displayed. And you quite like this one here, didn't you? That was the one you really liked. But the problem is typically like, you know, a good logo works in one color as well. And as soon as you do, you can see there, as soon as you do that, it doesn't work so well. Whereas this one here, it still works. And the logo kind of being dependent on that use of color, just, yeah, wasn't ideal. I did something else. Where's the other version I did? Oh, God, it's such a mess.
It's like the latest one.
Oh, there was this one, yeah.
It's like an 8.
So there was this design here that was very, very similar to something I found on Google. So I didn't want to just kind of rip off the same katana thing. Even though the logos ended up looking different, it was just a little bit too close for home. If you type in like, I don't know, samurai logo or katana logo, you might see it. It's pretty cool. But I thought, oh yeah, what about slicing the S in half? That could be kind of cool. And so that's exactly what I did somewhere. Oh yeah, this bit here as well kind of had an arc for the A. So again, just introducing more angles. Not more angles, sorry. More curves. Just making things super, super sharp. And then there was a version where I think it's now over here. Don't ask me why. Yeah, so the S did make it into a version, and then again, it just felt a bit too over-designed, so I kind of went a bit more simple with the other letters and had that that kind of cut style effect in the S. Which, yeah, I think that was the preferred. I posted these on the channel. I think that was the preferred design. You can't beat Illustrator. It's always been my favorite from the suite. Yeah, Illustrator's great. It's probably the most versatile software Adobe do. You can use it for most types of graphic design and other types of design as well. Logo, icon, UI, UX, lettering, fonts, blah, blah, blah. For the cutoff, I have an idea. The letter on the top should be a bit shite on the side. Have I read that correctly? As if they are falling, you see what I mean? Well, we're getting to the slice one. We are getting to the slice one. How about one with a small red dot between samurai and the script? Possibly. Everyone have a nice one. I'm off to begin class. Oh, cheers, Scott. Bye. Yeah, so what did we go for? So yeah, then it was, I was thinking like, right, okay, I'm gonna add the slice through the whole thing. But the problem is, when you type a word, this is probably one of the hardest parts of this thing. Words. If you type a word, yeah, depending on the word, and you think, oh, I want to make a cut through this, so we'll draw a line, we'll chunk up the stroke weight a bit, we'll make the line the same color as the background. You've got to try and find a good position where to make the cut, and then you've got to try and find the right angle as well. Why is that not the same color as the background? How strange. There we go. Don't worry, Illustrator, I'll get that. Yeah, you can see here, like something like this. This is just too close for me. So it's going to either be there, touching, or it's going to have like a decent gap. But you got to try this across all letters. You see the R here? To me, that ain't no good. Yep, that's fine. Because I don't want to have to leave behind any little kind of random small details that are a bit sloppy. Like that here, that's too close. So what I did in the end was I actually grabbed this and I kind of cut through just the A. Something like this, and then I would kind of grab the other side. And it was a case of doing this and moving it up and down, tweaking the width until I found something that was like, oh yeah, that kind of works. Something like that. And yeah, just not cutting through the S as well, just because I couldn't really get it working. And what you do from here, of course, if you throw in a colored background, let's dump a color behind. Obviously that ain't no good. That's a problem. So we need to convert all of the text to outlines again and go to object, where are you going? Whoa! Object, compound path, and make. And what this does is it takes all these individual. What was that?
I thought it was an ice cream.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! You're like 5. We chased the. No, that sounds like scaffolding. We chased the ice cream van yesterday. Oh no! Liam's just joined. Wait! What ice cream? Quick! Kill the stream. Oh, Liam's our PT.
When I hear it, it's
Busted. Oh no, we've been rumbled.
It's not an ice cream.
Self-confession.
It's all right,
Oh dear. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, compound paths. So all these unconnected letters or shapes, they are now treated as one single shape. It removes the color, which is always very helpful, but just pop the color back in. And this line here, so if I try and select the line and the shapes and then go subtract, you see nothing happens. And then, so what you need to do is you need to, if you're going to start playing around with the Pathfinder panel and uniting and subtracting shapes, you've got to expand it first. So this is now, this line is a shape with a fill. So we've effectively got one white shape, which is all the lettering, and then we've got one dark grey shape, which is the line. Now I've done that, I can then go to Pathfinder and subtract, or minus front, and it will permanently cut that out.
Aww.
And then
my favorite family.
Oh, you soppy goose. And what you can do here is we can then go and ungroup a few times, and now I've got all of these individual pieces that I can mess around. So you could throw these off if you want, make it look a bit more chaotic and messy, like something like that. Or what you could do is select all of the top pieces of the slice, grab the rotate tool, and then a single left click on this bottom left point. What this does is define a new point of rotation, and I can now click and drag and it will rotate around that point. And this is how I was able to achieve that kind of gradually widening slice effect. So rather than just having like a consistent line through, it now looks a bit more sliced. So let's bump that up by just a few degrees and then use the arrow keys to nudge it down. Maybe just tweak the positioning, and there you go. You kind of get that gradual slice effect. We love the samurai logo. We haven't even got to the final one yet. Ice cream vans are expensive these days. Just get mine from the supermarket. Nice 4/6 a pack. Just eat them all in one go then.
Can't beat a Mr. Whippy.
Oh, you know, the Whippy ice cream is just like the best. That's like childhood nostalgia, that is. Fresh out the machine.
Oh yeah, with a flake.
Gotta have a flake. I didn't have any sauce though, Liam. Didn't have any sauce. I had an ice cream, but I didn't have any sauce.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, not today. Not today. Oh, there's that katana design. Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh.
That was cool. But I didn't.
You did that?
No, yeah, I did that. It's all mine. I did all the pixels as well on the mountain. Yeah, so I did love that design, but I didn't want to just kind of. I didn't want to kind of riff on that too much because, you know, a bit close to home. But yeah, then after posting these, someone commented very kindly and gave a huge explanation as to some of the things to be aware of when designing letters in kanji or Japanese. As you can tell, I'm not very culturally educated with the eastern part of the world. Not yet, anyway. And, you know, so I might design this like this to be very, very similar to the actual symbol for samurai, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be read like that by someone who speaks the language. And yeah, long story short, what they suggested was grabbing like the official symbol from what I did was I went on to Google and I typed in samurai Japanese symbol, and where did I get it? Can't remember exactly what I typed. Kanji. Yeah, there we go. And so what I did was I actually copied this and then pasted this directly into Illustrator. So I know that this is correct. And when I've pasted this in, it's switched it to a suitable font. And I think actually, if I open this up, yeah, there's a bunch of other font styles here. So that is the one straight off Google. And you can see there's a few variations here. And I think one of them, I'll get to in a minute, is Arial Unicode. There we go, Arial Unicode. And I was like, well, I'm going to base it on this one. This one's still pretty clean. And that kind of has the right sort of style. And then I feel much more confident that using Arial Unicode MS that it's going to be read correctly by someone who can read the language. So this is pretty much what I've done. Any modifications I've made are so minor, they're not even worth really mentioning. And I've tried to keep it as close to the original as possible in the hope that that solves the problem. And so this was ultimately the final design that I ended up with. You can see that symbol there is pretty much almost identical to the Arial Unicode version of that symbol. And then I just kind of fine-tune the slice. It widens a little bit, and I've adjusted the position and the angle of the crossbar on the A, just so it looks cool, really. And yeah, that's the final design. So thoughts?
I love it.
I've not posted this one on the channel yet, so I know loads of people have commented and kind of made suggestions for the other versions, but this is probably the final version, at least final as it is right now anyway. Dan, are you wearing a blue cart lens? I'm not entirely sure what that is, but
Anti-blue light.
no, I don't think these are anti-blue light. I think so. These ones here, these are my kind of main ones I use. They're anti-blue light, but these are the ones I wear for YouTube stuff because they're anti-reflective, so my lights don't really reflect in them.
And because they got on-brand orange.
Because they got on-brand orange in it. Yeah, they got orange, as you can tell. I'm a bit obsessed with orange.
So's our little son. Favorite color.
Can you add a star with a slice? Maybe. I love that this Illustrator file looks like any Illustrator file I've ever had. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I start small, Mike, and then I just kind of go off in a direction. So I think if I were to draw the sort of path of progression through this document, it would probably be something like, oh, there we go. Oh, run out of space. Oh, let's go here. Oh, hang on. There we go. Oh, and there we go. X marks the spot. That it bobs and weaves in an in an unscripted fashion. You're cool, man. Oh, that's very kind of you. You're cool too. I think we're all pretty cool, to be fair. The slice nicely leads you to the symbol. Nice. The slice knife. The slice. Try you try reading that.
Am I reading?
Read this line here.
Oh.
Quickly.
The slice nicely leads you to the symbol.
Okay, I'm just an idiot. Right. I clearly can't speak. I got my tongue tied in knots. Yeah, so what so Lallington is saying that the slice gradually widens and actually leads you to the symbol. And I quite like the way as well it does. I know it's all uppercase, but it slices through the I, so the I could be a lowercase I. So it's just another nod to the letter I, even though it's totally unnecessary. But yeah, indeed comforting to see the file looks like any file I've ever. Yeah, I think it's fair to say we are all very similar. Uncoordinated chaos. That's probably the best way to describe it. Aaron Draplin teaches to use Illustrator like this. All chaos pixels are free. Indeed. I like that. Pixels are free. Very good. Yeah. So that's that's pretty much been the progress on the logo. It's been a ton of fun and yeah, very much a learning experience with the whole kind of, Japanese symbols, kanji, that kind of thing. Like wouldn't have even occurred to me. So we live and we learn, right? That slice could easily be animated in After Effects. Yes, that would look so cool. That would look amazing if the actual logo, the letters appeared, the slice happened, and then the symbol or the symbol appears at the end of the slice. That would look sick. I might have to do that actually. That would be so cool.
I just realised it's slicing the I like a lowercase I. That's cool.
Just said that a minute ago.
Did I? Did you?
I was just, yeah.
Oh. Wasn't my own mouth.
You're just like on Boohoo or Shein or something. Like, oh, this is a nice dress.
That's a good idea.
She's just checked out of the stream now. She's gonna start looking at girly things. Oh, funny. Yeah. So yeah, switching back into Photoshop. Yeah, this was I think Abby asked about the thumbnail. This is a thumbnail that I'm working on for an upcoming video. Here's a bunch of other thumbnails I'm also working on. Trying to have a more consistent design style, and yeah, trying to make them. It's really difficult. My design style is super consistent and very rigid, to be completely honest. So when you design all these thumbnails that are meant to be very clickable and very eye-catching, and you have a very templated formulaic style, it, at least in my opinion, it's going to get a bit kind of stale. You know, yep, you're going to be consistent, on brand and all that, but you know, it doesn't always look very exciting. So the challenge here has been having, like, you know, recognizable fonts, recognizable elements like the neon and the gradients, but still being able to be very creative and play around in that space. Like this one down here, you know, you've got the vertical text and everything, but there's still some consistency with the fonts and the use of gradients, and so it's trying to kind of straddle that line between consistency and just being completely lost in creativity and having no sort of visual brand recognition whatsoever. That's something I've always struggled with YouTube. And there's a big difference between making thumbnails that are effective and clickable, so people are actually going to watch the videos you make, versus something that looks nice design wise. They don't always line up, unfortunately. But yeah, so this is just one video that I'm working on at the minute. Effectively, it's going to be covering some tools in Illustrator. Surprise, surprise. I know, that's a shocker. And what I'm doing is I'm playing with the depth of field to try and not only put focus on the middle part of the design, but just to create a sense of depth as well. So with this one here, you can use, if I just undo this, whoa, what you can do is you can use Gaussian blur, and it's fine. Pretty inexpensive in terms of, you know, hardware performance, and it does give a pretty nice blur. You know, yeah, it does look pretty good. If you want something that can look a bit more realistic, particularly with photography, you can use field blur and then crank this one up. This one's definitely a bit more expensive in terms of performance, but what I'm doing is I'm effectively trying to think about this design in 3D space. So I've got this one that's like much closer to the camera. That's got like a 30 pixel blur, and as we move further back, you can see this one here has got like a 9 pixel. Going further back, 15.
Sorry.
What?
Mike's here.
Mike! Hello, sir. I wonder what happened then. We've got another mic in there as well. My goodness. We've got all the mics today.
All mics are nice. Every mic I've met is always nice.
Yeah, mics generally are pretty sound. Are the S end angles the same as the slice angle? That's a good question. No. The slice angle, you got two. You got the top one, that angle, and then you got the bottom one, which is a slightly less steep angle. But that is, yeah, that's a good point. That could be something that I sort of tweak. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It's one of those little details. I do appreciate those types of details. Yeah, oh, I might do. I might tinker with that. Yeah, maybe. Because the angle of these two lines is quite close, so I might tinker with that later. I wouldn't say it's like a super necessary thing, but yeah, it's kind of like, you know, why would you not make it that little bit more consistent? What is that angle anyway? Let's grab it here. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see how it would look. If I bring that there, I'm going to select this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of.
Neil's here too.
Hey,
Hey, Neil.
Yeah, that's about right. Let's have a look. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is it might look a bit too almost horizontal, but not. I don't know. Yeah, see, that looks almost too flat now. Do you know what I mean? The angle is so so small that I'd probably just go with them flat rather than kind of, yeah. It either needs to look angled or look flat. If it almost looks either way, it's just a bit too subtle. But yeah, I might play around with that some more. That's a good suggestion. I think because there's so much, there's such a the Amorai and all this. There's so much design elements over there. There's no reason to say why. I could just go back to flattening.
It's like the best for best.
No, does it?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I've buggered up that top one. What have I done? Come on, Daniel Lemon. You're a goddamn lemon. Done. Yeah, so you could go for that. I might go back to that actually. Now I've got the sort of slice in there before. Maybe it makes sense to have all the letters completely ordinary and unstylized, and then the slice is kind of the style. Might do that. That's a really good suggestion. Hang on, let's compare. Let's compare. Funny, isn't it? You think you're finished, and then someone comes out with an absolute banger of a suggestion. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I might prefer that. No, I prefer that. I definitely prefer that to the angled. Good shout.
A line through the top.
Through the what?
The top S.
Oh, that's me guiding guides and things.
Do I prefer that? I think.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I think what a surprise. The person that made that suggestion is called Mike.
Another mic.
Another Mike.
How many mics are there?
Mics are both very nice and very useful. Full of good advice. Since you've been working 17 years in front of a screen, do you have any eye issues and back pain? Oh, just... you see these glasses? My eyesight's not the best. Yeah. My advice to...
Oh, sorry. Luckily, I'm a beauty therapist, so I can do massages on him to help his back.
Yeah, basically, I've not taken care of myself through my entire professional career, and the universe has sent Poppy to me to fix me up, basically. It's your purpose in life. It's just, I'm like Humpty Dumpty. Keep falling off the wall, you just put it back together again. Thanks. Yeah, I'd say to everyone, especially if you're a young person, I feel old saying that, but if you are young and you're watching this, please get yourself a good orthopedic chair, an ergonomically sound chair or whatever. Don't just sit all the time. Get a standing desk, mix it up, and just if you are at a desk, make sure you get lots of activity and walking and all that. I can't stress that enough. And massages, yeah, massages are great. Yeah, I didn't take care of myself at all, like through my entire career, and now I'm suffering for it. You know, I'm paying the price now at 37 years old. So it's one of those things that will creep up and will get you. And yeah, glasses as well. Yeah, my eyesight's rapidly gone downhill the last few years. So I can see, I can function. Like when I do Muay Thai and I'm sort of sparring and stuff, I don't need glasses to do it then. but I can't see things very far away, and I wouldn't ever design without my glasses, because it's like going from 4K back to like, I don't know, 540p on a 27-inch display. It's just blurry and unpleasant. So yeah, take care of your eyes, anti-blue light lenses, or turn your night mode on or something. Just, yeah, take care of your eyes and your body. Just please.
Need 4 more mics and a vortex will open up and we'll all get started.
All right, we need some more mics. Current mics. Do you know any additional mics that you could bring into the stream?
Get the mic.
We'll take mics. We'll take Michaels.
Drop the mic.
To drop the mic. Does Michelle count? Can we get a Michelle? Is that kind of like a, I don't know, Michael, Michelle? It's close enough, isn't it? Hi, my name's Michelle, but you can call me Mike.
Maybe.
My Mike party. Yeah. There's Pike. There's Mike with the pink sunglasses emoji. I can't speak. I'm tying myself in knots. Paul says thumbnails are challenging. Have you tried A/B testing the feature in YouTube? Yes, A/B testing and TubeBuddy has been very helpful. I think the thing I find hardest with thumbnails is more of an internal conflict of trying to design things that I'm happy with and proud with, that I think is good, and things that perform well and have enough brand consistency. That's the sort of challenge.
I think it's time for something.
What's it time for? Go on then, you do it.
No, you do it.
Right. Oh no, we've got time.
We've got time.
Right. That sound is time for a. You should do it. If you're going to share it, you should just do it. Go on.
In case you didn't know, this is Dan, aka Dansky. He has put everything, his whole brain, his whole body into this course for Illustrator, and
you didn't even say it was about a course then. You just
said his whole brain to make a course. To make a course on Illustrator, so that you've just been fired. Basically, be like him.
You've just been fired. Where's the mute? Where's the mute button? Oh, there's no mute button in real life, is there? Where's the mute button? You're doing great. Yes, as Poppy said, my name's Dan. So I've done an Adobe Illustrator masterclass. I did it last year, actually, April 23. You've already sent the link, so I won't paste that again. Basically, it's a full Illustrator course that will take you from a complete beginner, installing Illustrator for the first time, through to all sorts of advanced tools and techniques that I use on a daily basis. And the great thing about it is I've made tons of mistakes over the last 17 years using Illustrator. And in this course, you're just going to sidestep all that, and I'm going to show you how to avoid it. So it's invaluable, in my opinion, because it will just save you so much time. All those years that I spent doing things the wrong way, and now I've learned like the best way to do all these different things in Illustrator. This is what the course will cover. So
Himalayan butter.
Like Himalayan butter. It's as smooth as butter, as Poppy said earlier.
And here's a thing.
Oh, you've got
it?
Yeah, if you sign up to my mailing list, I'll send you a code for 15% off the course.
It's worth it.
And basically with the don't say that. But she's got a point. You can just sign up for the code and unsubscribe if you want. Just do that. Look, as long as you get the discount and you get the 15% off, it's fine. So yeah, that's the course. You're like, I'm trying to promote the course. You're like trying to reverse promote the course. Guys, it's terrible. What was I saying? Oh yeah, with the course as well, you get access to a student community and me effectively. So you can DM me anytime once you've enrolled. So if you ever get stuck, have a question, or anything whatsoever, you can just send me a message and I will be there to help.
Very late as well.
I do. I stay up very late and I will be there to help. So if you want support from me on a kind of one-to-one basis, then you get that as well.
And there's a community in it as well, which is cool.
There's a community.
You'll chat.
Yeah. am so late. Sup, Dansky? Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. I've been called Michael a million times. It counts. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. Moosh is Michelle.
Is that 5 mics then? 4.
I think it's 4. If we've got Moosh kind of posing as a mic.
Emma says, since I'm at school, I have to go back to class. I hope I don't miss the next broadcast.
Oh.
Pop your notification bell on.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah. If you ding the notification bell, then I think you should get notified when streams get scheduled and stuff.
Give this video a big thumbs up.
Alex says I prefer the one in the bottom. Oh, let's do a poll. I love doing polls. They're always fun. Start a poll. Top or bottom? Top. Bottom. For anyone who's just joined, the difference between these two designs is literally the letter S. That is it. Just the style of the letter. I'll zoom in actually. There we go. That's a bit easier to see. Oh god, it's warm in here.
I like the bottom one. It's hot, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Hot and muggy in the UK.
When's the aircon come on in here?
I think, well, we have aircon, but I think I don't know how to use it, and it's behind the desk now. So it's maybe I'll get on my hands and knees at some point and figure it out. But your face is in the way. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Let me move my ridiculous face. Where are we? Boop boop. There we go. All right, face gone. Thanks for that, Moosh.
Ooh, top's winning so
I mean, we've only got 7 votes, so. Have you voted?
far. I voted
You
bottom.
voted. Do I get to vote?
No.
No, I don't think I do I? It's not fair. Why do I get to say? Does my voice not matter?
Oh, bottom is similar to Samsung. Is it?
Yes. Quite possibly. You need to type Samsung logo.
All right.
No, not really. I don't think so.
I hate
Sony. Try Sony logo.
Oh,
Xiaomi. No, it's
No,
totally
that's
different.
completely
I don't know what's going on there.
It just reminds me of S Club for some reason, but they're arrows, so.
Can I vote? Oh, hang on. Oh no. Oh dear.
It's very close. It's hurting.
I like the top one. The S reflects the same energy as the slash throughout the rest of the design.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just need to make the angle a little bit more subtle, but not as subtle as I did before. That might be the play. I like the top one most, but I wonder if the S would benefit from being at the same angle as the long cut. Yeah, that's what Alex said. It was just too subtle. The angle just wasn't enough. Although, because the S isn't actually that close to the cut, I think I could possibly make it a little bit steeper, kind of like find a middle ground between the two. And I don't think it would look like you wouldn't necessarily notice that the angle's slightly different. Do you know what I mean? So Allington says, yeah, the top one looks designed rather than an off-the-shelf S. Okay.
Yeah, should I change my answer?
You just changed your answer, haven't you? I tried to vote and YouTube asked me to sign in.
Oh, no.
So after the end of the vote, I'd like to know what's your favourite. Yeah, I need to stop mentioning what my favourite is before I do polls as well, just so it doesn't have any kind of influence over what people might go for. Okay, right, let's just kill the poll there. So we've got 58%, top wins just. What I'm going to do is, let's see if we can find a middle ground. So where is the angle? We've got the line. Thicken it up. Thicken it. Whoa. Okay. Is it going to run out of battery? Rest in peace. Yeah, so this is the correct angle, but it just cuts a bit too shallow. Let's do a couple. All right, we've got 1S. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being a lump. Okay, so we've got that there. Let's try that again. Zooming in like 50 billion%. And what I'm going to do, select everything, grab the shape builder tool, alter option and drag, and now I can just trim off those endpoints. Get rid of the red left behind, and then I should. Nothing left over. Yep, cool. Sometimes you get stray anchor points and bits and pieces left over with the shape builder tool. Oh, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Does that look too shallow? To me, it's like almost flat. It just looks like a mistake. So I don't know if maybe if I would just kind of grab this and go 1, 2. Do you see what I mean? It just makes it feel a bit more like intentional. And if I were to swing that over and stick it in place, you can see the angle isn't exactly the same as that angle, but it's kind of hard to notice, I think. So if I grab...
Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like this one's so steep.
Yeah.
And this one's a lot more shallow. Yeah, the angle's not quite the same, but you're not going to notice it as much, you know? Yeah, the midway looks good. What do you think, Paul? Oh, yeah. Good point. Where are we? There we go. This is why I love doing these streams, because I can spend ages staring at this. I can sleep on it and come back to it next day and see things I couldn't see before. But sometimes it takes someone else who has had nothing to do with it, who will spot things that you just are completely blind to. What about the shape of a katana, Mr. D? Yeah, I did experiment with a few kind of... I think I showed a few katana style designs earlier in the stream. I mean, there's so much you could do with this. Samurai, you've got all the armor and the weapons and like the whole kind of Japanese symbols, Japan, architecture. There's so much stuff that you could use to visually represent samurai in a logo. But I think in the end, I actually wanted to go for something that was very sort of centered around the lettering, and it was really simple. But yeah, I mean, if I designed 10 different samurai logos, there's so many different ways you could do it that would look cool.
My fingers.
Cheetah says samurai equals... Yeah, that's the code. That's the Unicode.
It's the same meaning.
Oh, very similar. Why use two words with the same meaning together?
That's cool.
Oh, I see what you mean. Why have samurai? Because they're in different languages. And just because it looks cool. Yeah, I think it looks cool. It's kind of very similar to the Superdry logo, which I am a little bit of a Superdry fangirl, gotta be honest. I love their clothes. Is that Korean as well? Or what's that language there? That's Japanese, but what's this language here? Does someone know?
I think that's Korean.
I don't know. Is it another type of Japanese, or like am I being really thick? Like what is that language?
I think Japanese do have possibly two different types.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
sure.
really different.
Are they both Japanese? Because they look so different.
Ooh, look, that person's got
Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah, Jaja-san has got similar sort of symbols. Yeah, but they've kind of got it in their logo as well, and so I think that's
looks
probably
so complicated.
yeah.
I'd love to learn Japanese. With
Japan has two kinds of writing languages. Okay,
Yeah.
what are they? Is one kanji, which I'm guessing is this one, but then what's the other one? Why is the sky blue? Because it is. Sometimes design does not need to be logical. Do you know, that's a very good point, actually. That is a very good point. I'm very logical as a designer, but I remember, especially earlier in my career, before I'd kind of developed my own style, strengths, and weaknesses as a creative, sometimes I just added things in because I thought it looked bloody cool. And it was as simple as that, you know? And I think it's important to remember that, you know? Definitely, for sure.
Korean one next.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. Yeah, it'd be definitely a learning experience, this whole thing. But it's just nice design. I mean, I love anything Japanese anyway, like with kind of movies and games and all sorts of lettering. And when I see the letters, to me it's art. It just looks beautiful. I don't know. Maybe to Japanese people, it's just like me looking at a normal
Well, it
alphabet.
is like an art. Like
Yeah,
they train
but
you.
I don't know if do they see it as an art, or do they see it in the same way we just look at A, B, C, D and go, oh, they're just letters, aren't they? Like, I
They
don't
have
know.
3 alphabets. So they've got kanji, hiragana, and
What?
katakana.
3 alphabets?
That's
Oh my goodness.
That's hard.
Yeah. Your current symbol is kanji.
Ooh.
My goodness. Oh,
These
thank
people
you,
are clever.
Curtis. I'm gonna have to screenshot that comment because that is incredibly helpful. I've clearly got some more research that I need to do. 3 languages. I mean, I've heard that learning Japanese is quite hard. And that, yeah, so, but my goodness. It's Korean harder, is it? Yeah.
No. Japanese is harder.
Japanese is harder.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got you right. The second on the super dry is hiragana. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if people learn to speak one language, or if everyone knows how to speak all 3 alphabets or languages. Do you know what I mean?
That's why they're all so smart over there.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like I'm learning. Hey, Wellington. Good to see you. Hiragana and katakana are phonetic. Okay. Oi, Dansky. Hello. Hello.
Katakana is for borrowed words.
Oh, borrowed words. Wow. This is so in depth. Interesting.
And then they've all got like different words for different people, haven't they? Like older people, younger people.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me just listening to what
like
Curtis
how we
is
speak to
saying.
people.
Sorry, just jumping into this now. How will this scale? Do you know, that's an excellent question.
What's that mean?
How will it scale is kind of how will it work when it's used in different ways. So, you know, on the side of a building, that's going to be good. On a website, on a phone, how's it gonna work? How's it gonna scale? This symbol's quite small. I don't know. I think creatively, I think it will be all right. I have toyed with dropping the symbol off, and as you can see in this version below, just as I said, it's currently a fictional clothing brand, so I've kind of toyed with having that on its own, no symbol. I guess a mobile friendly version could be something like this. Do you know what I mean? Like if I needed to, I think that this design does have a little bit of flexibility. I've got so many versions. I need to mark this up. Is that the which one's the, I think that's the correct one. Right, I'm gonna have to label this. Latest design. You know it's bad when you got to leave yourself memos everywhere. throw in some exclamation marks as well. I'll come back to it later on and be like, where's the design again? I thought I heard an ice cream van then.
YouTube speaks so many languages and goes out to communities to practice.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I think I know who that is. Is that the person? That
so the word for water has a kanji symbol or a phonetic spelling. Okay, so different words for different things come from different alphabets. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I love him. He goes into like restaurants.
Oh, really?
He just looks English.
And then speaks their language.
Yeah, and speaks their language.
I've probably seen it.
Or he goes to like a nail salon and they're like bitching about him, and then he's like just speaks the language. Brilliant.
Awkward. Oh, excellent. Very good. Sorry, I didn't see the design process earlier. I just casually asked. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, if you want to see the design process, just scroll back the stream. I kind of went through the whole process from the beginning, or at least I tried to, because as you can see, it's a complete and utter chaotic mess. But yeah, I think I've got to a point with the design where I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's good. Yeah.
How many experience do you have?
Oh, about 17. No, I've been using Illustrator for 17 years. I've been designing since I was about 16, 17, which is about 20 years. That was when someone first showed me Photoshop, and I was like, oh my goodness, you can smudge someone's face like this, just brrr. And it was like, wow, this is amazing. That was me completely hooked. Like, at school, at lunch, playing around in Photoshop, evenings at home in my bedroom on my laptop in Photoshop. Just love it, love it, love it. And then
an old wise man.
I'm an old wise man, stroke my beard. I will have a grey beard one day, or like a white beard.
Yeah.
That will look cool. That will look cool. And I'll just sit here on stream and stroke it out.
Kind of like a goatee.
Yeah, literally. Like, have you seen Kill Bill? You've got Pai Mei. He keeps stroking his beard and then flicks it to one side. Look at that. It's great. Great. Yeah. I'll be like, I remember when I was 37 on the YouTubes doing the streams. I don't know why I sound Southern American all of a sudden. Yeah, you remember him? Where he
got to get the eyebrows.
Yeah, you got to get the eyebrows, and he flicks the beard. Oh, funny. 17 years. Yeah, exactly. OMG, indeed. It'd be fun to see it now do a recreation of some of your old pieces now. Do I did have somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I did actually go through some old design work recently, and I think there was a reason why. But let me see if I can find it.
Get a folder. I think it's at home. Folder.
I've got a printed folder. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to hold it all up to the camera. But I think I actually went through my big files. My big files? What am I saying? Through my big files. And I actually found all my loads of my old work and cherry picked a bunch of stuff to use for like content and stuff. But I've now taken that folder and stuck it somewhere. I got no idea where I put it. My old work. Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. Right, you want to see some of my old work? A lot of this is from the first... well, not all of it. No, actually, that's not true. No, it's actually a bit of a mix. Some of it's from like the first couple years of my career, and then some of it is later on. It's just syncing on Dropbox, so that might completely buckle the stream, but if we let that kind of spin away for a minute, we'll see what happens. Might take a minute to sync up.
Moosh says, I did a book for my school district at 17. It's fun to look back at it occasionally and see how much I've grown. Yeah.
I did a book for my school. Oh, wow. So, Michelle, how long have you been designing? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun looking back. I find it interesting as well, kind of hearing how people sometimes people are like 14, 15, 16, 17, and they're sort of just getting into design. And it's like, oh, the nostalgia. I remember back when I was 16 and 17 and I was just, it's a different world now, different landscape compared to then. Like Photoshop 7, and that won't mean anything to you, but that was like my old school Photoshop. Since 2004. Okay, that's
20 years ago.
20 years. Wow. Similar amount of time to me then, I think. About 20 years. Photoshop at 14 when my sister was in college. Did everyone's MySpace pages back in the day. MySpace. Oh, man. Do you know the thing I hated about MySpace was that everyone had the flexibility to edit everything, like the HTML, and so many people made terrible, badly designed MySpace pages that were just like a total mess. It was nice to be able to do that, but my goodness, some pages were so crap. They were bad.
My sister had a really good MySpace page.
Did she?
Like
Oh, you said you
tons
got
of
quite
followers.
big, yeah.
I was too young for MySpace. I had one, but I think I was
You didn't miss
too
much.
young.
It was in MySpace, then it was Bebo, and then
I had Bebo.
yeah, Bebo, and then Facebook came in, and Facebook was all like uniformed and no, you will not change colored backgrounds and have sparkling star gifs and things. Predominantly on Mac. I have a PC that I use as well, but yeah, most of my design work is on Mac. MySpace days were wild and chaotic. Oh, I'm feeling so nostalgic now. I'm 17 again. Do you know what I should do? Is I should actually find some photos of my bedroom from when I was 17. Yeah. My dad helped me build I say helped me. He basically built like a custom wooden desk with metal poles, and it had like a surface, a corner desk, and then a bit on top. And I've got like my first PC laptop that I was designing on, and I was just like, oh yeah, I can design at home in Photoshop now. And then I'm pretty sure it had like 256 megabytes of RAM, which again, that might not mean anything to you, but it was, yeah, quite different. 256. That PC down there has got something like 16,000.
Oh my god.
Technology's evolved quite a bit. And then I had my first iMac, which was like a 17-inch one, the white ones, like the original.
Oh, I had a white one.
You have the original white one? Yeah, it was like,
I loved
wow.
it. I watched Nancy Drew, the movie, and she had
Oh,
one.
that
And I was
sounds
like,
familiar.
I have to have that.
Oh, really? I have to have this. So, Laddington, I see lots of kerning issues in my earlier pieces. Oh, it's funny looking back. Yeah, so many mistakes. I see like a lot of, I don't know what the right term is. I feel like my work just it's more like fearlessly creative, but it's also got like I don't know what the word is, like an immaturity to it. It's like you can see that. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of tell that I've not built up the years of experience, but it is very creative. It's very creative, and sometimes I see that same thing in the design review as well, especially from people who haven't got years of experience under their belt, but they're super creative, and they'll kind of throw in shapes and lines and all this kind of stuff, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it's yeah, that sort of fearlessness to just kind of be creative is pretty awesome to see.
Made a nostalgia stream of Dansky in his good old younger days.
Let's AI me back to 16.
No.
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure we'll be able to do that in a few years. Let's just
think you
Hey,
could do that now.
probably. Hey, ChatGPT. I'll write a description of my room and my face, and then it'll be like, "Hey, make me 16 again, and let's just, whoa, let's see 16-year-old Dan. We'll see how good it is." We need a nostalgia stream of Dansky in his good old young days. What's the most panels used in Illustrator? What's the most like panels used? So I've this is kind of my setup I work with. I have everything default, mostly because it's good because other people use it. I don't like to customize my workspace too much because then if someone watches my videos, they're like, my workspace doesn't match his. What's happening? So I try and make it relatable. The only main thing that I've done is still got the properties panel over here. That's the main one. And then I've got swatches, gradient, and appearance panel, just because I use these all the time. And, you know, sometimes it's easier to access them here rather than kind of faffing around with all of it in here. So that's the only reason.
Is it still loading?
Oh.
Get Eli in a minute.
Oh, yeah, we got to go and get our son.
My 4-year-old brother.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'll show you. Okay, we'll save Dansky nostalgia for another stream. How did it get to 3 o'clock? It was 2:30 a second ago. Okay, we'll do one really quickly, and yeah, I can show you this another day if people want to see my old work. I got plenty of it. This was just mad. This was an interesting one. I think it was this design actually. There was 2 I did for Howden's, and this was definitely done in the first year or 2 of my professional career, and there was loads of different Howdens all over the country in the UK, and they all got a poster designed for their business, and then all of the kind of area managers got together with their design printed out, and the best design won like a bottle of wine or something. And this is the one that won. It was this one or the other one. I did 2 for them. So I designed one for the local Howden's company, and then the other area manager from further away saw what they'd done and then contacted us to do his as well. So he was like, hey.
Double bottles of wine.
No, so I can't remember which design won. Might have been this one, but there was another Howden's one as well that I did. The point is we won, and there was like, I can't remember how many there were, over 10. There were loads of different Howden's branches. And yeah, the design that I did won the bottle of wine or champagne or whatever the heck it was, a bottle of bubbly. And so it was like, yes. It was really cool. I mean, my goodness, looking at this now, I would critique the heck out of this, as you can probably tell, but it's okay, is it?
Yeah. Dan, the Illustrator man.
Okay, hey. I like that. That should be a t-shirt. Dan, the Illustrator man. How was the wine? Do you know, I can't remember. It was a bottle of something.
A wine man.
I don't know what happened to it. No, I'm typically not. Although I would love to have a stream and just have a little glass of wine. It'd be quite.
I'll join you for that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. We'll get a bottle each. I was having a bottle of wine and looking back at old design work would be so lovely and nostalgic to do. It'd be lovely. Just looking back over old work. But yeah, I mean, I would ask people in the comments to critique this, but we'd be here all day. There's so many things I'm seeing now that's just like
wine and design. That's so
wine
good.
and design. Paul, you're a legend. I'm writing that down. Wine and design. I mean, normally I drink whiskey, so I don't know what that would be. Whiskey and frisky. I'm not sure. I suppose I could pivot to wine. Yeah, I know that is the logo, the cockerel. What's the gin?
Gin
Gin
for the
in
win.
the bin.
Whiskey and I'm gonna do that. Whiskey and frisky. Gin for the win.
Whiskey, wine, and design.
Whiskey, wine, and design.
Yes, Moosh.
Wait, hang on. So what? I've got
have it all.
I mean, this could be like a little series, but that means I got to drink whiskey and wine. I mean, let's be honest, like designing whilst becoming gradually more intoxicated would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Dan does become a bit of a child when he gets drunk.
I am a child. I'm sure they could probably tell that anyway. I'm a very silly drunk, but then so are you. In fact, you're a... Do you know what? Let's not go there. Let's not go. You're going to take me down. I'm taking you down with me.
Hey, segue!
No, we need to go. We need
Yeah,
to
we
pick
do
up
need
our
to go.
son. Segue. Right. Do you want to send a link?
I'll send a link.
You do the link and I'll do the discount code. Right. So if anyone wants to learn Illustrator, I've made a course. It's really good. That's all I've got time to say about it.
Here's the link.
Check it out. There's the link.
Here's the
No, I've got no. I've got the code. Yeah, there's the 15% off. You both would be a hoot to drink with. Oh, I know. Moosh, if there wasn't an ocean, we would love to invite you around for dinner and wine, and we would have a right laugh. We really would. I know it's shame about the continents and all that. You know, that big puddle of water in the middle. That unfortunately everyone's we're all spread out everywhere. Wine and design, Dan, become a child. Yeah, basically, I am a bit of a child sometimes, but it's what it is, isn't it?
If we do that, then everyone else should just get a drink as well. Not promoting alcohol.
Yeah,
all that, but
definitely not
get a cup of
promote.
tea or something.
Get a cup of tea. We'll drink the alcohol, and then everyone else can have a more sensible drink.
Just all have a big rave.
Oh, that'd be nice. Maybe we could bring some cooked chicken in as well. That'd be lovely. I know. That darn ocean. Cool. Oh dear.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
You are very welcome. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I've had an absolute blast, and yeah, we need to go and pick up our son now. So, what day is it? Thursday. Yeah. So, we'll be streaming again. Definitely next week. We'll get back to design review, all that good stuff. And yeah, if I don't see you before, have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, that's it.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye bye, everyone.